If you've ever found yourself spiraling down a late night rabbit hole of what am I meant to do and why haven't I found it yet? And let's be honest, who hasn't? Then you're in the right place. I'm Teresa White, career clarity expert and 5-time certified career coach, and I'm here to help you navigate the question of how to find a career that truly lights you up. On Career Clarity Unlocked, we're all about those light bulb moments. I'm talking to people who are still trying to figure out what they're meant to do, coaching them live to reach that magical, yes, this is it moment. And we'll also hear from those who've already found their dream careers and figure out exactly how they did it. Whether you're looking for inspiration or actionable advice on finding a career you love, I've got you covered. Time to unlock some career clarity. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Career Clarity Unlocked. Today, we're getting real about something that's been weighing on so many of us. The impact of the Trumpelstilzchen administration on our careers. If you've been feeling like corporate America is becoming more cutthroat, that burnout is hitting harder, and that mission-driven jobs feel harder to land, you're not alone. The current political climate can make it feel like our values are at odds with the future we're trying to build. But today, we're breaking it down. What's really happening, what it means for your career, and most importantly, how you can move forward with clarity and power. Let's get into it. And I really want to spare you having to hear his name multiple times on today's episode. So for the purpose of this episode, I'll just be referring to him as the Orange Goblin in the White House. You know who I'm talking about. And let's be real. If you've been watching what's already unraveling, you know we are in for a wild ride. Policies are rolling back, protections are disappearing, and if you've been wondering what the hell to do next, you're not alone. But here's the thing. By the time this episode is over, I'm going to make a huge announcement that might just change the trajectory of your career this year. So, let's take a deep breath. We're about to run through the laundry list of things you need to know about what's happening in the job market and the broader political landscape. Because knowledge is power. I promise I'm going to make this as factual and as little painful as possible. No unnecessary doom spirals, just the reality of what we're dealing with and why it matters for your career. So let's get into it. First, yes, corporate America, we're looking at even more profits over people than before. If you've been thinking, whoa, my company really doesn't care about employee well-being anymore, it's not just in your head. The Orange Goblin's administration's love affair with deregulation is back in full swing, meaning fewer worker protections, looser overtime rules, and less accountability for toxic workplaces. Recent developments have seen major corporations scaling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion, short DEI initiatives. Companies like General Motors, Boeing, PepsiCo, and Comcast have quietly removed DEI language from their annual reports and corporate handbooks. This subtle dismantling of DEI programs reflects a broader trend of corporations retreating from previously stated commitments to diversity and inclusion. Makes me wonder how genuine these previously stated commitments were. Moreover, the tech industry has witnessed significant layoffs, disproportionately affecting women and minorities. According to a study by the National Center for Women in Information Technology, women hold only 26% of computing-related jobs. An estimated of 45% of those who lost their jobs in the recent wave of tech layoffs were women, highlighting this ongoing disparity in the industry. And economically, while corporate profits have soared, workers' wages have not seen the same growth. This disparity underscores the growing income inequality, where the benefits of increased productivity and profitability are not equitably shared with the workforce. Companies have been given more freedom to do what they do best: squeeze employees dry. Overtime pay? Maybe. Paid leave? Well, I hope you like working through the flu. DEI initiatives? What DEI initiatives? If your company once had a chief diversity officer, there's a good chance they are now pursuing other opportunities. DEI programs are being gutted in many companies, meaning fewer opportunities for women, people of color, and LGBTQ professionals to rise into leadership. And if you're a woman who actually likes the idea of fair pay, a safe work environment, in a workplace that doesn't treat inclusivity like a fun little trend, the job market really just got trickier. Or if you've been working twice as hard just to be noticed, if you felt like you're screaming into the void about pay equity, or if you've watched male colleagues get promoted while you're stuck in the same role yet again, it is not just in your head, and it's not fair. The system is tilting even further away from us, and if you're exhausted, frustrated, and wondering what to do next, I see you. The Orange Goblin's economic policies lean heavily toward big business and tech cuts for corporations. So, what does it really mean for you? If the economy gets shaky, thanks to trade wars, tech cuts that balloon the deficit, or Wall Street deciding to freak out for no reason, layoffs become more frequent, which, honestly, shouldn't really surprise anyone. This is the same man who bankrupted a casino. A casino is a business model where people literally hand you money for nothing in return. If there's a way to screw up an economy, you better believe he's going to find it. And if you've been dreaming of moving into a mission-driven job, funding for those organizations might also be shrinking. Many nonprofits rely on government support or corporate donations, both of which are in jeopardy as big businesses focus on, well, not that. If you want a stable job that aligns with your values, you're going to need a really solid strategy. The apply and pray method just won't cut it anymore. And talking about climate and sustainability, let's just say, yikes. If you care about sustainability, like I do, brace yourself. The Orange Goblin's previous environmental rollbacks were bad enough, but if history repeats itself, we can expect even more deregulation, so that big companies can now pollute with even less oversight. Great news for their profits, terrible news, for the planet. Less corporate responsibility. Many businesses are quietly dropping their sustainability initiatives because without government pressure, why bother, right? So if you're looking for a company that actually cares about sustainability, you'll need to dig deeper than a generic, we care about the environment section on their website. Whew. And let's talk about women's rights. Under attack yet again. Pay equity, not a priority. So if you're hoping for progress in closing the gender pay gap, I wouldn't hold my breath. Workplace protections for women, including equal pay policies, are not exactly a high priority for this administration. And don't even get me started on reproductive rights and career stability. If you've ever been in a situation where birth control, reproductive care, or just the ability to choose impacted your career decisions, you know this isn't just about politics. It's about whether you get to plan your future on your own terms, whether you get to say yes to that promotion, that relocation, that dream job, without fear of losing control over your own life. And now, that control is slipping away. Women's ability to navigate career growth on their own terms is increasingly under threat, and that has a ripple effect on everything from leadership opportunities to long-term financial security. And then there are the LGBTQ protections rolling back like a bad hairline. If your dream job includes working somewhere that genuinely supports LGBTQ employees, the list of options may be shrinking. Government policies that previously protected LGBTQ professionals in the workplace, these seem to be disappearing. And if you're in a leadership role pushing for inclusion, you might find yourself fighting an uphill battle as companies quietly scale back efforts in fear of public backlash. If you want a truly inclusive workplace, you will have to vet potential employers hard, seriously hard. Expect to see more performative, we support everyone messaging and fewer actual policies to back it up. Okay, I know. That is a lot. When every headline feels like another setback, it is easy to feel exhausted, discouraged, and like the entire system is working against you. And we just ran through this long, exhausting list of things happening in the job market and beyond. And yes, it's frustrating. It's actually infuriating. It might make you want to pour a very large glass of wine. I'm going to do that right alongside of you. Or rage text your best friend. Please go ahead. But here's the thing. Yeah, this is a lot. More than any of us should have to deal with. But you are not powerless. I know this all sounds so frustrating because, yeah, it is. But here's the deal. While the job market is shifting, you still have options. Your career doesn't have to be at the mercy of corporations that prioritize profits over people or policies that make work even harder for women and minority groups. You can still find progressive, values-aligned companies. They exist. You just have to be more intentional in your search. You have the power to take control of your career, whether that means pivoting industries, going remote, or even working internationally. There are ways to navigate this economy without sacrificing your financial security. So, let's talk about what is in your control and what you can do right now to move forward. Number one, clarity. Before we even touch job searching, career change, networking, or anything else tactical, you need to get brutally honest with yourself. What do you want your life to look like? Not just your job, but your actual life. What's non-negotiable for you in your next role? Flexibility, a mission-driven company, or a boss who actually respects work-life balance? What are you absolutely done with? Corporate ladder climbing, discrimination, the expectation that you should be available at all hours? If your career feels misaligned, it's not because you failed. Not at all. It is because the system was not built with your well-being in mind. Now's the time to redefine what success actually means to you. And here's what I want you to do today. I want you to sit down for 10 minutes and journal on these questions. Get it out of your head and onto paper. That is really important. Get crystal clear about what it is that you want your future to look like, professionally and personally. And then the next step is to align your job search with your values, with the things that you just identified and put down on paper. Because you're not just looking for just any job. You're looking for a role where you can thrive and make an impact. That means being intentional about where you apply and who you work for. Look for companies that are walking the talk. If a company brags about DEI and sustainability, but just laid off their entire DEI team and cut their climate initiatives, no, thank you. Go and check employee reviews and research company cultures. There are sites like Glassdoor, Fishbowl, and even LinkedIn that can give you deep insights into whether a company actually values its employees. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. If corporate America isn't serving you, consider remote international roles, mission-driven startups, or nonprofits that align with your values. The next action I want you to take is to make a list of 5 companies or organizations that actually excite you. Start researching their culture, job openings, and leadership. This exercise will give you hope. It will show you that despite everything that's happening, there are companies that care and are doing the right thing. So make a list of the 5 companies who speak to you, who you feel aligned with. And despite the current political climate, several companies are steadfast in their commitment to DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Here are just a couple of examples. While some US banks are scaling back, European banks like BNP Paribas, Barclays, UBS, and Deutsche Bank are maintaining their DEI initiatives. They've reaffirmed their commitment to diversity, even as political pressures mount. Then there's Delta Airlines. In contrast to many US companies scaling back DEI efforts, Delta has upheld its commitment to these initiatives. Peter Carter, Delta's Chief External Affairs Officer, emphasized that DEI efforts are vital for the airline's talent and business. I love that. And there's Costco. Despite political scrutiny, Costco's board of directors recommended against a proposal to evaluate and publish a report on any risks associated with the company's DEI efforts. This stance indicates Costco's dedication to maintaining its DEI programs. There are companies and organizations that recognize the importance of DEI initiatives and continue to champion inclusive practices. Just that warms my heart a little bit. And finding companies that align with your values does require diligent research. You can go beyond platforms like Glassdoor and LinkedIn and even consider utilizing specialized tools designed to access corporate ethics and social responsibility. Here are some that I really love. One is Just Capital. This organization ranks companies based on issues that matter most to the public, such as fair pay, worker treatment, and environmental impact. Their annual Just 100 list highlights America's most just companies. Such a valuable reference for job seekers. And then you might have heard about B Lab and B Corporation certifications. B Lab certifies companies meeting rigorous social and environmental performance standards. As of 2024, over 8,000 companies worldwide achieved B Corp status, indicating a commitment to positive impact. You can look up the B Corps and see if there's some that would be really exciting for you to work at. And then there's Fair Pay Workplace. This certification ensures organizations are committed to pay equity. Companies awarded this certification have undergone thorough analysis to guarantee fair compensation practices. That is music to my ears. By leveraging these type of resources, you can identify and find employers who prioritize ethical practices and align with your personal values. Now, the next step is really about building career security and not just job security. Right now, I get it, job security is shaky. But career security, that is the ability to pivot, adapt, and stay in demand no matter what happens. That is something you can build. One thing to do is to upskill strategically. You don't need a whole new degree, but you want to learn in-demand skills. Think AI, sustainability, or remote team leadership that make you stand out in this job market. And you want to strengthen your network. You don't have to become a LinkedIn influencer, but you do have to be aware that the best job opportunities often come from relationships, not random applications. So start connecting with people who are doing the work you want to be doing. Start connecting with people who work at the organization that speak to you. And then also get comfortable advocating for yourself. Whether it's negotiating your salary, setting boundaries, or asking for growth opportunities, self-advocacy is a skill that you need because companies most of the time are not handing out raises or promotions out of kindness these days. Your third action step is to now identify one skill that you want to strengthen this year and then commit to learning it, whether through an online course, a project, or maybe even a mentorship program. And talking about networking, I do want to highlight that there are networking communities for progressive opportunities specifically. Building a strong professional network is super, super important, especially when you're seeking roles in mission-driven sectors. And engaging with specialized communities can open doors to opportunities aligned with your values. I want to highlight RISE here. Following the closure of Alpha, RISE has emerged as an inclusive community catering to a diverse range of professionals, including those in technology, healthcare, and more. It offers networking opportunities, career advice, and job listings tailored to women and underrepresented groups. They do beautiful work. And then there's also Climate Base. Dedicated to climate-focused careers, Climate Base connects professionals with organizations working on climate solutions. Their platform features a comprehensive job board and fellowship programs designed to equip individuals with the skills needed in the climate sector. And transitioning to a new industry, especially one that aligns with your passion, is achievable, especially when you leverage your existing skills. You gotta start by identifying your transferable skills. Assess your current skill set to determine what is applicable across industries. For instance, expertise in project management communication, or data analysis is valuable in so many various sectors and can easily be transferred. And then you also want to target growth industry sectors like climate tech are expanding rapidly, for example. And platforms such as ClimateBase list numerous opportunities in this field, ranging from engineering roles to marketing positions. There's something for almost everyone there. And as I already mentioned, continuous learning is important. Invest in yourself. Invest in education to fill knowledge gap. This could involve online courses, certification, attending industry-specific workshop. This will set you apart when you are job hunting. And by strategically applying your existing skills and then acquiring new knowledge, you are future-proofing your career. And you can successfully navigate a career transition into a field that does resonate with your values. And I want to repeat that even if you are feeling trapped, you are not out of options. And I get it so much that you might feel like your only choices in this environment are either staying in a job that slowly drains your will to live or quitting and surviving off maybe wipes and iced coffee. But I promise, there is a third option. One where you actually take back control and land a career that doesn't make you question all of your life choices. I know that feeling of being stuck, like you're too deep in your career to pivot, like you don't have the right experience for something new, like you can't leave because you need financial stability. But I promise you, you have more options than you think. You can transition to a new field without starting over. Your skills are really more transferable than you realize. You can create an exit strategy, even if you can't quit right away. You can explore consulting, freelancing, remote work if corporate life isn't right for you. I've worked with so many professionals who felt stuck, only to realize they actually weren't stuck at all. They just needed the right strategy to move forward. So if you're feeling trapped, start small. Reach out to someone in a career path that you're curious about. Learn about their journey. See what's possible. Do one small thing that gives you hope and moves you forward. And then, please don't forget to take care of yourself in the process and to find your people. Yes, that career stuff, it's important. But so is your well-being. You can't job search, make decisions, or advocate for yourself if you're running on empty. And the truth is, you're not supposed to do this alone. Having the right support system, people who get what you're going through, who believe in you, who remind you of your worth when you start to doubt yourself, that is the difference between staying stuck and actually making a move. And that's one of the reasons I created the Career Clarity Formula. Inside my coaching program, you are not just getting strategy. You are stepping into an incredible community of ambitious, values-driven women who are navigating the same challenges, asking the same questions, and lifting each other up every step of the way. This isn't just a coaching program. It's a space where you're surrounded by women who believe in your potential, even when you're struggling to see it yourself. And when you have people in your corner who refuse to let you settle for less, you rise in your career, in your confidence, and in your life. So, if you've been feeling isolated, unsure, or just craving a space where you can finally get the clarity, strategy, and support you need, this is your invitation. Please come join us inside the Career Clarity Formula. This is the support system that will change everything for you. Because you don't have to figure this out alone. And honestly, you shouldn't have to. The link to schedule a free Career Clarity call and learn more is in the show notes. All right. I need to take a second here because I'm about to say something that is huge. So it's been what? A month? Barely a month since the Orange Goblin is back in office. And already, as we've seen, the fallout is real. We're seeing policies roll back, protections vanish, and the job market tighten in ways that directly hurt women, marginalized communities, and mission-driven professionals. And I refuse to sit back and do nothing. I've been sitting with this, watching the news, my anxiety rising second by second, and hearing from women in my community and seeing what's already unfolding is devastating. And that's when I realized I can't just talk about it. I have to do something. And the moment that also inspired this episode was 2 days ago when I talked to a woman, we'll call her Liz to protect her privacy. Liz has spent the last 20 years building an incredible career in government contracting. She's not just good at what she does. She's the kind of professional people seek out when they need a real expert. Her work has been critical in everything from cybersecurity initiatives to infrastructure projects that keep communities safe. She's won awards. She's led high-stakes projects. She's been a mentor to countless young women breaking into the industry. And then, just weeks into this administration, Liz lost everything. When the Orange Goblin's administration slashed federal funding, entire departments faced mass layoffs. It wasn't just bureaucratic reshuffling. It was thousands of dedicated public servants being told they were no longer needed. And Liz was one of them. She didn't see it coming. She wasn't underperforming. She didn't make a mistake. She was a casualty of an administration that doesn't value the expertise and contributions of people like her. For the first time in decades, Liz is jobless. And because her skill set is so specialized, because she built her career in an industry that was once stable and respected, she's now facing a job market that doesn't seem to have a place for her anymore. At least not at first glance. Imagine that. Spending 20 years climbing the ladder, building a reputation, creating impact, only to have the entire system pull the rug out from under you. And she's not alone. Liz's story is the story of so many women right now. Women who played by the rules, who worked off their asses, who did everything that they were supposed to do, only to find themselves discarded because of policies made by people who will never feel the consequences. So, I just made a massive decision. Because I know there are women out there, just like Liz, who are waking up every day with that sinking feeling in their chest, wondering, what now? Women who are overqualified and underappreciated. Women who need a lifeline. Women who deserve a chance to take back control of their careers. So for the first time ever, I am offering a full scholarship to one woman every single month for the rest of 2025. That's 10 women who will get full free access to my signature coaching program, the Career Clarity Formula. This is a program I have never given away before, but after seeing what's already happening, I know there are women out there who need the support. Women whose careers and futures have been impacted by this administration in ways they could have never ever predicted. And if that's you, I want you to apply. This is not one of those long, drawn-out applications that require essays and dissertations. No, don't worry. It takes 5 minutes, and it could change everything for you. So if you're sitting here thinking, I need this, I don't know what's next, but I need help figuring it out, this is your sign. Right here, there's your sign. Click the links in the show notes and apply. Because no matter what this administration does, no matter what policies are put in place to make success harder for women, you are not out of options. And I refuse to let the system tell you otherwise. The Career Clarity Formula isn't just a program. It's a proven roadmap to finding and landing a career you love. It's a step-by-step system designed to take you from stuck, lost, or burned out to completely clear on your next career move in just 30 days. It's fast, it's strategic, and it works. You'll walk away knowing exactly what you're meant to do, how to position yourself for your dream role, and how to land it without starting over or taking a pay cut. Plus, you'll be surrounded by a powerhouse community of ambitious women who will cheer you on every step of the way. Whether you receive the scholarship or not, if you're done feeling stuck and are ready for real career clarity, this is your moment. The link to apply and to join us is in the show notes. Who can apply for this? Well, the scholarship is for mid and senior level female professionals in the US whose careers or livelihoods have been negatively impacted by the Trump administration. If you've lost your job or your partner has, if workplace discrimination has made it harder to advance, if your access to healthcare, reproductive rights, or student loan relief has been stripped away, or if you face retaliation for standing up for your beliefs, this is for you. If the policies of this administration have made your career feel more uncertain, unstable, or unfair, I want you to apply. And applying, as I said, is simple. The link to apply for the scholarship is in the show notes. Click it, fill out the short application, and tell me why you need the support. Each month, for the rest of 2025, I will select one woman to receive a fully paid spot in the Career Clarity Formula, where you'll get the guidance, strategy, and community you need to navigate this uncertain landscape and take back control of your career. This is your moment. Listen, I know how exhausting and demoralizing all of this feels. And I know it can be tempting to just put your head down and power through, to tell yourself, you'll figure this out later, but I really want you to know that you don't have to do this alone. If you've been feeling stuck, if you've been watching these changes unfold and thinking, I don't know how to move forward, this is your chance. This is for you. Apply for the scholarship. Get the support you deserve. And let's take back control of your career together. All right, my friend, we've covered a lot today. We've unpacked the chaos. We've named the villains, looking at you, Orange Goblin. And we've gone deep into what's shifting in the job market. If you're feeling overwhelmed, please take a breath, because we are going to flip the script. Yes, the landscape has changed. Yes, the challenges are real, more than real. But you are not stuck. You are not powerless. And you do not have to navigate this alone. You have options. You have power. And you have a community that is ready to support you every step of the way. Whether that means joining the Career Clarity Formula to finally land a career that excites you, or applying for the scholarship to get the support you need, this is your moment. Please, don't let this just be another episode you listen to and move on. Please take action. Go to the show notes, click the links, and make your next move, whether that's applying for the scholarship or scheduling a call with my team. Because no matter what dams the fire is currently burning in Washington, and yes, it is burning, you deserve a career that lights you up. Not one that makes you fantasize about faking your own disappearance. Seriously. And before we wrap up today, I want to highlight some inspiring developments that showcase resilience and innovation even in these challenging times. And this is to give you hope. And despite economic uncertainties, there are countless women-led startups that are not just surviving but flourishing. And here I want to give a big shout out to Elise AI and to Flow. And there are certain sectors that have demonstrated remarkable resilience even during economic downturns. You might not expect it, but independent bookstores are one of them. In recent years, over 300 new independent bookstores have opened across the United States, making a surprising revival. And pet care services. Don't you just want to get a dog right now? The pet care industry continues to thrive, with the United States home to approximately 180 million pets. This growing number reflects the increasing demand for pet-related services, which remain robust even during economic downturns. These few examples serve as a powerful reminder. Even when faced with adversity, innovation and determination can lead to success. Companies and individuals are not just weathering the storm. They are redefining industries and creating opportunities. And there are opportunities for you as well. And if you need proof that resilience isn't just for industries and businesses, but for people exactly like you, let me tell you about Hoku. Because this isn't just about trends and statistics. It's about real people navigating real challenges and finding their way to something better. Hoku spent 13 years in supply chain management, working grueling hours and constantly being overlooked. She was promised a promotion twice, and twice it was taken away. Once because of her pregnancy, and once because of impossible expectations that set her up to fail. Meanwhile, the lack of women and people of color in leadership was a glaring red flag. And the 60-plus hour work weeks draining her confidence, her family life, and her sense of self. She knew she needed a change, but every time she tried to take action, she hit another dead end. She actually had worked with 2 different career coaches in the past, hoping for clarity. But one ghosted her, and the other acted more like a therapist than a strategist. She didn't need endless conversations. What she needed was a plan. And that's when she found the Career Clarity Formula. Of course, at first she was skeptical. She'd already wasted time and money on coaches who couldn't get her where she needed to go. But this time, everything changed. She got clear on what she actually wanted, built a resume and LinkedIn profile that stood out, and most importantly, she learned to own her worth and show up confidently in her job search. The results? Not just one, but 2 dream job offers. She chose the perfect role, a program and events position at a company whose values align with hers. See, those companies exist. And she negotiated top pay, secured more vacation time, and after years of exhaustion, she finally found the work-life balance she didn't think was possible. As Hoko put it, this investment in myself was life-changing. I went from being beaten down and not believing I could make the move to getting multiple job offers. Finding my dream job made it worth every penny. That's what's possible when you stop spinning in place and take real strategic action. So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, that's what I need, that's what I want you to take the next step. Apply for the scholarship. Invest in yourself. You deserve this. And Hoko's story is proof that no matter how stuck you feel, no matter how many setbacks you face, there's always a way forward. There's always hope. It might not look like the exact path you originally planned, and it might take a little courage to make that first move, but the opportunities are out there. The question is, will you take them? If today's episode hit home for you, if you're feeling that itch to make a change, to stop settling, to finally step into a career that actually works for you instead of against you, know that you're not alone, and you're not powerless. And you are absolutely capable of taking back control. And I want to help you do that. So, again, I want you to take that next step. Apply for the scholarship. Explore your options. Start asking yourself the hard questions about what you really want. Because the best way to fight back against a system that's trying to hold you down is to rise. And if you're wondering, but how do I actually figure out my next career move? Then you cannot miss next week's episode. I am bringing you inside a live career clarity coaching session where you'll get a front row seat to an actionable breakthrough. You'll hear me coach someone in real time as they go from stuck, confused, and overwhelmed to clear on their next move. This is one of my favorite types of episodes because it's so powerful to hear someone else work through the exact same struggles you might be facing and walk away with a clear plan. So, if you ever wished you could be coached by me, this is the next best thing. Make sure you subscribe, share this episode with a friend who needs it, and as always, if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Tag me on LinkedIn, send me a message, let me know what your biggest takeaway was, because we're in this together. All right, that's it for today. Keep going, keep believing in yourself, and I'll see you next week. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Career Clarity Unlocked. If you're feeling stuck in that what's next spiral and are ready to finally break free, let's chat. You can book your free career clarity call where we'll uncover what's really important to you, tackle any obstacles holding you back, and map out your best next step. Schedule your free 30-minute call today on careerbloomcoaching.com. And before you head out, be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify so you never miss an episode. If today's conversation gave you new insights and inspiration, please leave a review. It really helps us reach more amazing listeners like you. And don't forget to share this episode with a friend or on social media. Your support truly means the world. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.